Hey folks, today I'm going to talk about how Blizzard quickly and efficiently made every single Uber completely useless except for one in Diablo 4. I, Nuoff, am going to tell you exactly what drops from them. No a little, a lot, huge, insane, or any absolutely madness. Just specifics. I respect your intelligence, you respect my work, meaning you hit like and recommend the video to your friends. Let's go. Yesterday, a server-side patch dropped. Here's the announcement. The first point listed is that keys for Uber bosses now drop from seasonal reputation chests. Let's take a look at how much and what drops from these chests after the patch. I fill up my entire inventory, head to the blacksmith, and open 33 chests. From those, I get 112 million gold, which comes out to 4 million gold per chest. I'm showing you what and how much is in each tab so we can get an accurate average per chest. Then I start collecting everything. Basic crafting resources like prisms hold no real value this season, so I'm not counting them at all. On the screen, you can see what I had before on the left and what I had after on the right. This is from 33 chests. In short, gold, as I said above, 4 million per chest. Prism for an additional aspect on an amulet, 0.33 per chest. Superior keys for Uber bosses, 3 keys per chest. And of course, each chest now also drops 1 Pandemonium fragment. This is the main resource for crafting Mythics after the introduction of the 3.0 system. The rest of the resources, unfortunately, hold no value for someone playing at least 3 hours a day over the course of a couple of weeks. Now, the second point of the patch fixes. Yes, these are server-side fixes and don't require downloading any updates to our gaming device, whether it's PC or console. The second point promises us a 100% chance for a mythic item to drop from the corresponding tribute. Everything here works correctly. I ran it 20 times, got 20 mythics. These are random mythics, both iconics and new legendary items with mythic rarity. A reminder, mythic is no longer a type of item, of which there were only 10 before Season 14. Shaco, Ring of Starless Skies, and so on. All those old mythic items are now iconic mythics. There are still 10 of them, and they can still be crafted at the blacksmith for 2 sparks and a bit of gold. So, before Season 14, only those were mythic. Now, mythic isn't an item type but a rarity, and any legendary item can be mythic. We make them mythic in the cube. More of it later. Another point about Kurast. We have the node in the war plan. The first one gives a chance to summon a goblin from any beacon as you progress through the dungeon. But after killing the boss, it's random chests. These extra bonus chests have nothing to do with which tribute you opened. The reward from them is random. This reward does not require additional tributes to open these chests, and these chests open automatically. Now, what's going on with Ubers and why they're useless? All of them are useless except for the new Reaper. Regular or lesser Ubers, Varshan, Zir, Beast, Grigor, Urivar. The fastest cycle from clicking the altar to clicking it again is Urivar at 20 seconds. I opened 150 chests after killing them. Why am I counting in chests? Because after each Uber, 2 loot chests appear thanks to this node in the war plan. This cuts the number of mini Belials after Ubers in half, but also doubles the speed of getting loot. The chance for a mini Belial to appear after killing any lesser or greater Uber is roughly 10%. If you open 2 reward chests at a time, you'll kill 2 times fewer Ubers and summon 2 times fewer mini Belials. But right now that doesn't matter because in an attempt to save the season from collapse, all balance has been broken. Keep watching and everything will make sense. I killed Urivar and Grigor. Which mythic you get doesn't matter. The mythic drop doesn't correlate with the drop table of any specific Uber at all. So in the late game, once you've already gotten the specific uniques you need from specific Ubers, it doesn't matter which lesser Ubers you kill to get mythics. The picture with lesser Ubers is pretty grim. From 150 chests, I got 3 mythics. I also got 9 superior keys from mini Belial and 53 keys for greater Uber bosses. Seasonal reputation and Pandemonium fragments do not drop from lesser Ubers. The picture with greater Ubers is no better. These are Andariel, Belial, Harbinger, Butcher, Duriel. From 150 chests, meaning the same 75 kills of greater Ubers. It was a bit of Andariel and almost all Butcher. Butcher because he's the fastest to kill. The cycle from clicking the altar to clicking it again takes 23 seconds. I got 5 mythics from them. Seasonal reputation and Pandemonium fragments do not drop from greater Ubers either. Out of the highest tier, Exalted Ubers, I naturally only killed the new boss, Corrupted Reaper. Why didn't I kill Belial? He's also an Exalted, right? Because Belial doesn't drop the seasonal currency Pandemonium Fragment, and that's exactly what we need. Also, the Reaper isn't on Belial's Uber list. Plus, with Belial, you can't open 2 chests at a time like you can with all the other Ubers. In short, everything is finished, tested, and perfectly harmonious, so Belial is unplayable. So we only kill the Reaper. It's fast, 20 seconds. Thanks to the devs, they could have made it like Duriel, 30 seconds. I opened the same 150 chests. Loot, 300 Pandemonium Fragments, 40 Mythic items. The number of talismans is double what drops from lesser and greater Ubers. A lot of talismans with 2 GAs, but not a single one of them was what I needed. I currently have 95,000 resin for crafting talismans. Before the Uber runs, I had 40,000. So I gained 55,000 resin during this farming session on Ubers plus a little bit in Kurast. And even though my amulets are decent, I got them through crafting over 100 hours of playtime, if you're curious. Not a single one dropped. Now, transitioning to a freeze variant of the build, I need both plus skills and a chance to freeze. So I'm pretty sure these 95,000 resin won't be enough. Let me show you a comparison table for Uber drops. In it, I calculated the data per chest, not per Uber killed, but per chest opened. The chances for a mythic item between greater and lesser Ubers are negligible. Although a 50% difference can't really be considered negligible. But alas, with this kind of balance, or rather the complete lack of it, that 50% doesn't matter. Meanwhile, the chance for a mythic drop from the Reaper is 8 times higher than from a greater Uber, and 12 times higher than from a lesser Uber. Gold. A 2 times difference, or more accurately, you can farm gold from all Ubers not because of the gold that drops from them directly, but thanks to this node in the war plan. If you take it, you'll get an average of 10 million from each lesser or greater Uber chest, and 20 million from each Reaper chest. The difference in gold comes from the difference in drops, since this node converts all items into gold except mythics and uniques. If you decide to farm Forgotten Souls, which are also in short supply right now since gems and skulls can be farmed very quickly, I have a video on that, definitely check it out. Then Forgotten Souls also drop in much greater quantities from the Reaper, again due to the volume of item level 900 unique drops. Right now, only item level 900 uniques are good for farming Forgotten Souls, in case you didn't know. Pandemonium Fragments only drop from the Reaper. Seasonal reputation only comes from the Reaper. Bottom line, no matter how you slice it, all the other Ubers in the game in the current reality of Season 14 are just useless decorations. If we're talking about experience from killing Ubers, they're all useless. So that's the sad picture. They wanted to save the season by cranking mythic drops to the max. And what happened? Complete imbalance, and now players are forced to sit on the Reaper for everything. He's more profitable in every way by many times over. For the key item of Season 14, Mythics, he's 12 times more profitable. So those on SSF will have to farm superior keys through seasonal boxes and the seasonal event with the Realm Walker, while those playing on the regular mode can buy them for next to nothing, which I don't approve of. But who cares what I approve of or not? And so we, the SSF sufferers, finally get our Pandemonium Fragments, and we start crafting mythic items. I need everything. Helmet, armor, gloves, a better sword, and my pants are complete garbage, so I'm crafting away, and there's no guarantee I'll get anything I actually need. Let me know in the comments if you need a video on crafting iconic mythics at the blacksmith and regular ones in the cube, or maybe you're interested in what you can get from the occultist. My sample size is tiny compared to those playing on the regular mode with trading, but still. That's it on the complete uselessness of Ubers in our wonderful and balanced Diablo 4. I'll tell you about the bugs and the overall state of the season launch later, in full detail, as usual. For now, if you liked it, hit like. If you didn't like it, hit like anyway, and no matter what, leave a comment. I'd really appreciate a sub. As promised, no idiotic superlative adjectives. Thanks for watching. Bye.